For daily Ask Reddit. r/Ask Reddit. If there was a company that did historical tours via time travel, what trips would be in high demand? World War II seems popular as a lot of people want to try to stop Hitler. Probably momentous times in human history. Imagine if you were on the Titanic and someone said, "I'll be gone tomorrow. This bitch is gonna hit an iceberg the next day. It's gonna duck you up," even if you don't believe in time travelers. Italy around 1500. Leonardo da Vinci, Raphael, and Michelangelo all working, frequently in the same cities. Mostly either Florence for the Medici or in Rome for the Pope. I also would like to meet the Ninja Turtles. Pre-eruption Pompeii. Wonder which Redditor tour member got left behind as that masturbating guy. Dude's a legend. He saw the world ending around him and just said duck it. Guess I'll rub one out real quick. Woodstock would probably be a big hit again. Actually, only 1,000 people also were the original attendees. Those other thousands were just time travelers. Just ducking, imagine what the Titanic would be like. A huge line of people queuing up to do the Titanic pose at the front of the ship, and then all the contemporary people asking WTF is going on. So basically that Rick and Morty episode. I'd like to go back and hear Beethoven play. The people who know him today are most aware of his compositions, and he was a brilliant composer, but by some historical accounts, he was a far better player. When he first arrived in Vienna, his reputation preceded him, and the musicians of the day set out to challenge him to a contest to test his skills. One of them said, "We mean to hew him to pieces." Afterwards, the same person said, "Oh, that man has a devil." He improvised airs on a theme I gave him as I have never heard even Mozart play. Mozart himself allegedly said, "Keep your eye on that fellow. One day he'll give the world something to talk about." Seeing him play live vs watching his works would be like the difference between seeing Hendrix play guitar vs seeing an orchestra play his compositions. All those amazing performances are lost to time. I'd like to see one edited to fix spelling mistake and thank mysterious stranger for gold. I'm feeling Pompeii would be popular, so you could see the before and after effects via time travel. If you are feeling exceptionally adventurous, you could turn the site into a minigame to see how many of your tourists could survive the volcanic eruption on their own. If they die, use time travel and save them, saying that they didn't make it. If they survive, give them a pat on the back, and then go on your way to see the Titanic next. This reminds me of a short story I read long ago on this topic. Wikipedia has a plot synopsis of it. It's definitely worth a read. In the year 2055, time travel has become a practical reality, and the company Time Safari Incorporated offers wealthy adventurers the chance to travel back in time to hunt extinct species such as dinosaurs. A hunter named Eccles pays $10,000 to join a hunting party that will travel back 66 million years to the late Cretaceous period on a guided safari to kill a Tyrannosaurus Rex. As the party waits to depart, they discuss the recent presidential elections in which an apparently fascist candidate, Ducha, has been defeated by his opponent Keith, to the relief of many concerned. When the party arrives in the past, Travis, the hunting guide, and Lesperance, Travis's assistant, warn Eccles and the two other hunters, Billings and Kramer, about the necessity of minimizing the events they change before they go back, since even the smallest alterations to the distant past could snowball into catastrophic changes in history. Travis explains that the hunters are obliged to stay on a levitating path to avoid disrupting the environment, that any deviation will be punished with hefty fines, and that prior to the hunt, Time Safari scouts had been sent back to select and tag their prey, which would have died within minutes anyway, and whose death has been calculated to have minimal effect on the future. Although Eccles is initially excited about the hunt, when the monstrous Tyrannosaurus approaches, he loses his nerve. Travis tells him to go back to the time machine, but Eccles panics, steps off the path, and stumbles into the forest. Eccles hears shots, and on his return, he sees that the two guides have killed the dinosaur, and shortly afterward the falling tree that would have killed the T-Rex has landed on top of it. Realizing that Eccles has fallen off the path, Travis threatens to leave him in the past unless he removes the bullets from the dinosaur's body, as they cannot be left behind. Eccles obeys, but Travis remains furious, threatening on the return trip to shoot him. Upon returning to 2055, Eccles notices subtle changes. English words are now spelled and spoken strangely, people behave differently, and Eccles discovers that Ducha has won the election instead of Keith. Looking at the mud on his boots, Eccles finds a crushed butterfly, whose death has apparently caused a rift in the timeline that has affected the nature of the alternative present to which the Safari has returned. He frantically pleads with Travis to take him back into the past to undo the damage, but Travis had previously explained that the time machine cannot return to any point in time that it has already visited, so as to prevent any paradoxes. Travis raises his gun, and there is a sound of thunder.